So this is taken from chapter 18 from my first book, Out the Bottomless Pit. How could a pit be bottomless? If the earth was solid and molten in the middle, as we've been taught, it would be impossible to make a bottomless pit in the crust of the earth. However, if the earth is in fact hollow, with a thin crust of several hundred miles thick through to the other side, then if we drilled a hole from the upper surface of the earth to the inner surface, we would de facto create a bottomless pit, as the center of gravity would be in the middle of the crust. When an object is thrown into the bottomless pit, it will accelerate until it reaches the center of gravity, and because of its momentum, it will travel beyond the center of gravity, although once it passes the center of gravity, which is incidentally also a zero gravity point, down will in fact become up, and gravity will start to pull the object back down towards the center of gravity. The object will thus oscillate back and forth. The bottomless pit is first mentioned in chapter 9:1 of the book of Revelation. It's also mentioned in Revelation chapter 11:6 and 21. According to the book of Revelations in the Bible, the days will come when the angel of the Lord shall open a place called the bottomless pit. The pit is mentioned also in the book of Enoch and many other places. The book of Enoch chapter 22 verse 2 and verse 8 talk about hollow places inside the earth. It mentions that one of the hollow places is in hell, and right next to it is paradise. If we were to accept the concept of the earth actually being hollow, then the following biblical story of horrible stinging locusts emerging from the bottomless pit makes much more sense. I've long known that the scientists only know a very small infinitesimal fraction of what is really going on all around us and in us, although some of them act very aloof about the very little that they do know. After all, if you only believe in what you can perceive with your five senses, you're going to be totally lost. There's so much more. The Bible tells us that knowledge puffeth up, but love edifies. Always good to remind oneself once we actually think we've actually learnt a lot. With all the information that I've researched so far, I see the earth rather like a cocoon, or worst case scenario like a hornet's nest, where right now the nasty hornets are getting ready to come out and sting those men which have the mark of the beast of the future. There's a very good reason not to receive the coming mark of the beast, which will probably be some sort of implant. Revelation 14:9 and 10. If any man worship the beast and his image, receive his mark in his forehead or his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God. If we consider the stories of both Admiral Byrd and Olaf Jansen to be factual, then it's clear that something inside the earth has changed in the attitude towards man of the underworld inhabitants. As Admiral Byrd in 1947, Olaf Jansen in 1829 found the inhabitants of the inner earth to be friendly. There are books from the end of the 19th century, The Coming Race, stating the days would come when the earth would be invaded by giants and other creatures. The locusts described in Revelation chapter 9 are very strange, sound very much like a combination of creatures, and if to be taken literally, could be the results of some very advanced genetic engineering or hybrid program, such as mentioned in the books on alien abductions. If we now also include what has been documented concerning UFO abductions, as crazy as it would seem, many people have described their abductors as having a really bad smell like sulfuric acid, sometimes rotten garbage. Certainly not the description of nice aliens coming to rescue our planet, as some would have you believe. Remember that in Admiral Byrd's diary, he stated that the UFO people were very much in control of the inhabitants of the inner world, and his plane was controlled by them. It was forced to land. They obviously have a very advanced technology. They also communicated with him by telepathy. What is suspected by different authors is that these aliens are actually getting quite desperate, as they know their time where they can remain multi-dimensional creatures, showing off their powers by UFOs appearing to man in the skies, is soon going to come to an abrupt end. Revelation 12:8. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. We know these entities know something of their future, as in the story where the demons begged Jesus not to torment them before their time, meaning the coming judgment of God at the end of the millennium. Matthew 8:29. It's been well established by investigators that those who have been abducted by aliens can immediately be rescued by calling on the name of Jesus. Revelation 5:13. This proves to me, beyond a shadow of doubt, that these so-called aliens are in fact both fallen angels and demons. See Unholy Communion by David Ruffino and Joseph Jordan, both also Christians. Here's a quote from their amazing book. They usually come at night. They may take one person, a couple, or entire family. They have no racial or social preference. They have abducted people from all walks of life to mysterious bright rooms where they conduct unusual procedures. The phenomenon has come to be called alien abduction in pop culture, where entities claiming to be from distant star systems whisk people away into bizarre and unwanted test beds. More interesting Bible verses possibly indicating a hollow earth. Exodus 24. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Philippians 2:10. That at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. Revelation 9:2. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. 1 Peter 3:19. By which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison. Psalm 28:1. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord my rock. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. Psalm 88:6. Thou hast laid me in the lowest pit, in darkness, in the depths. Proverbs 1:12. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, as whole as those that go down into the pit. Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. Ezekiel 26:20. When I shall bring thee down with them that descend into the pit, with the people of old time, and shall set thee in the low parts of the earth, places desolate of old, with them that go down to the pit, that thou be not inhabited, I shall set glory in the land of the living. Ezekiel 31:14. To the end that none of all the trees by the water shall exalt themselves for their height, neither shoot up their top among the thick boughs, neither their trees stand up to their height, all that drink water. For they are all delivered unto death, to the nether parts of the earth, in the midst of the children of men, with them that go down to the pit. Revelation 11:7. And when they have finished their testimony, the beast that sends out the bottomless pit shall make war against them, shall overcome them and kill them. Ephesians 4:9. Now that he ascendeth, what is it but that he also descendeth first into the lower parts of the earth? Revelation 5:13. And every creature which is in heaven and on the earth and under the earth, and such as in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, Blessing and honour and glory and power be unto him that sits upon the throne, unto the Lamb for ever and ever. Exodus 24. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness, anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Get that. Philippians 2:10. That the name of Jesus every knee should bow, things in heaven, things in the earth, things under the earth. Revelation 5:13. And every creature which is in heaven, and on the earth, and under the earth, and such as in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, Blessing and honour and glory and power be unto him that sits on the throne, unto the Lamb for ever and ever. Psalm 63:9. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. Ezekiel 31:14. For they are all delivered unto death, to the nether parts of the earth, in the midst of the children of men, with them that go down to the pit. Ephesians 4:9. Talking about Christ after his crucifixion. Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? To summarize these verses, We're not to make a graven image of anything that's in the water under the earth. We see a woman have an intelligent conversation with a serpent, that in the name of Jesus every knee should bow of things under the earth. Also, whatever is under the earth does have knees. There is a bottomless pit, and locusts come out of it upon the earth. The gospel is preached to the dead. There are beings that go down into the pit, and there is the lowest pit. It does seem that in the low parts of the earth, in places desolate of old, there are people. There are nether parts of the earth, the netherworld. Every creature which is under the earth, and such as in the sea, are going to say, blessing and honour and glory and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, unto the Lamb for ever and ever. With the recent great upsurge in UFO sightings, these disasters could very well involve demons, aliens, either from another dimension, or possibly from civilizations under the earth. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything in heaven above, or is in the earth beneath, or is in the water under the sea. Exodus 24. Consider also many famous writers who have written about a civilized or perhaps uncivilized world beneath our feet. C.S. Lewis, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. J.R.R. Tolkien, The Lord of the Rings. Jules Verne, Journey to the Centre of the Earth. Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland. Dante, Dante's Inferno. Sir Edward Bulwer Lytton, The Coming Race. Raymond Bernard, Flying Saucers from the Centre of the Earth. Charles Berlitz, The Bermuda Triangle. And that's the end of the sample from my chapter 18 from Out of the Bottomless Pit. I hope you liked that. Do get my book, Out of the Bottomless Pit. That was Out of the Bottomless Pit 1, that came out in 2014. I'm in the process of writing a sequel to it, Out of the Bottomless 2, which will also be about lots of paranormal things and experiments and personal experiences with the paranormal. You can find my book, Out of the Bottomless Pit, at Amazon. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's just one of 46 interesting chapters. Bye for now. Steve.